K-Stand. So Keith from K-Stand, and it's k-stand.com. So my friends, we're looking at this K-Stand. We know exactly what it is, but the only reason I know what it is, Keith, is because the YouTube title of your video says convenient, easy, attractive instrument stands. Now I get it, it's written on music sheets, but it doesn't tell me anywhere what you do. And the title that you have, or the space that you have to create a title, remember we talked about page titles and descriptions. This is a headline. This is called the H1, it should be. This is your main call out on your page. This should say K-Stand Easy Attractive Instrument Stands, or convenient, easy, attractive instrument stands. It should say the whole thing, and it should be tagged as an H1. It should be bigger. Reason being, when Googlebot goes around, reads your site, right? It's scanning your sites, figuring out what the site's all about. It looks at your URL. It looks at your page title up here, K-Stand-Home, K-Stand Instrument Stands, which we'll talk about in a second. So it looks at your page title. Your page description is hopefully written in the background. It's grabbing that. And now it's grabbing the content that's written on your page. Since there's no H1, it's going to go to this, which is, I don't know, probably a smaller headline, like a headline 2 or 3. But this is all it tells Google, K-Stand. So right there is a big opportunity. Now, we've got some videos, which is great. I love that you put videos in. And you've got the video there so that people basically can watch, learn about the product right away. You have a slider underneath. So notice, everyone, K-Stands are a special creation that we're proud to share, our story. Now, I'll click on that. And there we go. So very nice picture, love it. Long time dream come to life for us. Oh, that's great. You made this for Carol as a Christmas present, wanted to make something she could put into her ukulele case that was convenient and easy to use, thus the name K-Stand, Case Stand. Ooh, that's good. The surprise gift brought tears to her eyes and mine too. Oh, love that. Of course, that couldn't happen overnight. We spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to recreate the design. Okay, listen, I love it. I love how you said, instead of about us, our story. Everyone, don't have to do it, but hey, best practice there. People want to read your story. Now I know that this is about Keith and Carol. And funny enough, your name is Keith, but the case stand, Keith stand, but I love how you played it into case stand. So that's great. Here's something for you, Keith. I click on your story page, and for everyone, one thing you want to avoid. If you all remember way back when, we had MapQuest. Now on MapQuest, if you printed out those directions, which were like 4, 5, 6 pages, sometimes you would get a doozy of a direction that told you to take a left into a street that didn't exist yet. Or it would pass by the development that had just been put up that wasn't on the map yet. Don't create MapQuest for your website visitors. What I mean by that, I'm on this page, I'm following the directions, I come and I read your story, I love it. This is awesome. Shows you and Carol, like I'm already feeling great about it. Now what do I do? Where do I go? There's no links in the text itself. So, where we have thus named the K-Stand, right? What I would do is I would either have that highlighted or full-fledged product line. Link that to order your K-Stand. So when I was talking about text links in your website, even on these pages, you could add in 1, 2, maybe 3 links, but I think 2 for the amount of, maybe like say a link per paragraph as a kind of rule of thumb. So you could have 2 links here so that if people like your story, Keith, they'll click to something else. Like, patent award K-Stands are now available to all. And maybe you're going to say something, and we're really proud to provide, or to have very happy customers. And you could link to your testimonials page. Now, the other thing is have a button right here. hey, order your case stand or shop now. So you can use a different call to action. Put a button right here. After they read your story, what are they supposed to do? So the three things that I've pointed out so far, one is lack of links. We want to have maybe a link per paragraph. The next one is making sure that, okay, we also are adding a button. The third one, this image right here, people are going to try to click on it. How many of you go to a site, even if it's on your phone, you take your thumb, you see an image, you try to click on it because you figure it will bring you somewhere. So this is a missed opportunity. So every image that you have, link. If I click on that, then I should be brought to the order your case stand page. The main deal, even when you think of a spider web, right? There's the center of the web, that hub. Your hub right here is actually your order your case stand page, and everything else should be pointing to that page. The only way your website's going to be successful is if people are ordering your case stand. So we want to drive them to that page. So think about how you can continually, on each of your pages, how you can continually actually link to the product. It's over here on the left-hand side, but even in testimonials, I would break this up, and after 4 or 6 of them, order your case stand now. Another button, order your case stand now. Don't expect that someone's going to go through all of these and then be like, okay, or someone's going to come down. It's like, subscribe. Listen, I'm a huge believer in email. I think that you should definitely be using this, Keith. And there's probably some really good ways you can collect email addresses. But the thing that I want you to do is, hey, if we're talking about the product, sell the product, link back so that people can buy it. Okay,